Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to... Welcome back. I don't even know what to say. Welcome to Chef Lethal Plays Path of Exile, The Curse of the All-Flame. I'm your host, Chef Lethal, and before we get into the game, I just want to say first and foremost, thank you for clicking on this video. Back by semi-popular demand, pretty popular demand for a channel my size, but people were wanting me to do another series on the new league once it came out, so we're going to give this a go and see how it is for me. I do have less time now to do recordings and edits and stuff than I have in the past, but I will give it a shot and see how long I can keep it going, see how much fun we have during this league. But I do, before we even get into the game, kind of want to lay out what the series is all about. I forget even what season this is. I'll have the thumbnail all updated and stuff, but right now I don't even know. But this is a slower walkthrough series. I am not a professional gamer at this game, or any game for that matter. I'm not really a professional anything, but what I do bring to the table is an ability to explain things pretty well and show you what an average experience playing Path of Exile might be. This series is geared more towards newer players to the game, but if you're an advanced expert player, feel free. I would encourage you to put on the game in the background while you're doing dishes, folding laundry, trying to sleep, and laugh at me and my newbiness because I'm saying something wrong or took the wrong turn and, trying to get through the campaign or something stupid like that. So generally when I do these videos, I try to make the build that I'm showcasing something that's relatively easy, something you can follow along with, and we can do this together. In the past, I've done multiple iterations, but this one I'm going to be following another guide from Zizarin, and it's a build I have used in the past. It is a tried and true, pretty relatively straightforward build. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring up the build. I have it in a separate window. So I'm going to just pull this over here. And now it should be front and center. Good. Okay, so this is the, it's going to end up being the Bone Shatter of Complex Trauma, which is a melee skill. You whack dudes in the face bunches of times. So the progression is it goes from Ground Slam in the very early game, transitions to Sunder about, I think it's like midway through the campaign, and then you just take Sunder to the moon until you can change into Bone Shatter of Complex Trauma. I think there have been changes to the league mechanics and just kind of game mechanics in general that make getting this particular transfigured gem a lot easier. And there have just been a lot of changes in the game anyway. So that being said, I just want to take a look here. I haven't done a ton of looking and seeing what it is. Okay, so here, I'll link this in the description of the video, the max roll for the guide. There's also a video he made, but I don't have that available right now, so we're just going to stick with the max roll. And there's sections here where we can just go through and see exactly where we do the change. So it looks like Sunder even through till you get to the point of maps, and then as soon as you can make the change to Complex Trauma, it changes a bunch of everything. Fireball and Firestorm. Why is that there? That's weird. I don't know why you would need that, but anyway, so we'll just take a quick look here. We start with Ground Slam, Enduring Cry. Why does it have a ring icon? That's weird. That's really weird. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to keep going. We're going to move on. So from with this, of course, we're going to use Path of Building just like we do every league and every guide, and everybody uses Path of Building. So I'm going to copy the link here for POB. I've already got it open here. This is an old build that I was working on, Impending Doom from last league. Fun fact, I did start to make a Mirage League retrospective video because I had such a good league, and midway through, I recorded, I think, most of the gameplay for it, and I was getting ready to do my voiceover and had to edit the video, and my editing software was throwing back an error. It wasn't even working because of graphics drivers. And so I started to try to use a third-party, like free open source editing software, and I didn't really like it. I don't like learning new things. I'm an old man. So I just gave up on it. And then in starting up, when the league was about to start, this league was about to start, I just happened to open up my video software and it works now. I don't know how, I don't know why. So that's why we're here today. So Impending Doom is something that I may revisit after, just let's see how far Bone Shatter goes. But this was an amazing build. I absolutely adored playing this character. Had a really good time. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make a new folder for man, we're in 329 already. And if you don't have Path of Building, there'll be a link in the description of where you can get it, but pretty much any self-respecting Path of Exile player has Path of Building. So I'm gonna go here and we're gonna import. I can paste in the build here. Code is valid. Import to, can I import to this build? And nope, gotta import to a new build. And since this is Zizarin and he is really good at making beginner guides, there are lots of progressions here. So here we can go and it'll show us at level 12, by level 12 you should be at this point, and then level 22 switch to level 12. You'll see as we go along, and then multiple end game trees just as the game goes along. So we'll do that. We'll change. No, we'll just leave it. What happens if I go? Is there a scroll? No, it's level 12. That's fine. We'll stay here, and then we can look at the skills. We're going to change everything to levels 1 through 4. Honestly, it's just Ground Slam. Ground Slam or Spectral Throw or Ground Slam if you like it more. I prefer Ground Slam. I happen to like it. It's like my very first skill that I used in Path of Exile, so it has a special place in my little chef heart. And so of course we're gonna get Leap Slam and yeah, a bunch of stuff. So this it's really straightforward. So we'll keep it on the reel, and skill set there. Items, same thing. We're gonna make sure that we are. Even this just says early game. I think the goal is just get as good of items as you possibly can at the time that you're going. So, just get like the best axe that you can, because it's weird that he doesn't have an earlier items, but it's just a matter of get through the campaign as best as you can. So you'll see what I pick up, what I look for. What I tend to do is I explain the items that I decide to pick up, the items that I want to switch and use and stuff like that, so you get a better idea of what's going through my head, even if it might not be right. Another thing that we use, and there should be a link in the description, is for filterblade.xyz. That is like the premier go-to for Path of Exile players to set up an item filter. I set up a very basic filter on his site that is pretty much only looking. He's changed it a lot in the last few years. It's amazing. You really need to go check it out. Hit it up his Patreon. Give him, I think it's like $3 a month, and it's totally worth it. It auto updates and stuff, but he puts a lot of work into this thing, and it shows. It's amazing. It's changed a lot, but there are selections that you can have. So where, like, since I'm going to be focusing on a two-handed axe build, I can click a selection and say I'm looking for specifically armor-based equipment and two-handed axes, and it will highlight those more when they drop versus like an armor / energy shield armor. I don't necessarily want to see those. I want armor. I'm going to be armor on everything. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. That's what I have my filter set for. So very excited about that. I am going to minimize this, and we're going to get into the game. And so gonna log in. Here's all of my old characters that I have available that are all in standard mode now. So when you start a new league, I'll go through the process. We're gonna choose all flame. You can do solo self-found if you hate yourself, and you can do ruthless if you want to just die yourself, like kill yourself. I'm not gonna do that, but we're gonna go all flame. And at the end of the league, your character will get transferred over to standard, and you lose everything. You don't lose everything, but you don't get to carry it to the next league. You start the fresh economy, and already it's like we're 3 days out. Like, I'm recording this on Monday the 27th. The league came live on Friday the 24th. Is that the date? Whatever it was, just last Friday. So it's already been a few days. I'm sure people are already doing Uber bosses or something, but I'm just getting started. So it's kind of nice. So any chaos orbs that I find, I will have a higher chance of getting like a cheap unique if I need to or something like that. But for the most part, I'll try to keep trading to a minimum while I'm going through the campaign, and just either gamble or pick up stuff on the ground and just try to do some basic crafting as we go along. Traditionally, when I do this series, if you see my face in the corner like I am right here, it is because I was doing a live stream. Occasionally, I will do a live stream over on twitch.tv/ChefLethalPlays. The link, of course, is in the description. So if you see my face, with the exception of today's episode, generally speaking, it's going to be an extract from a live stream. I try to keep these episodes relatively lightly edited. Like, I'll cut out some stuff if it's just boring, just getting through the campaign, going over the same stuff, especially as it gets later in the campaign, and I've said a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. So you'll see that as it goes, and it keeps the workload light on me. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna choose the Marauder because we're gonna end up getting to ascend into a Juggernaut class. I do kind of wish it said here like what the ascendancy options were, because sometimes I get confused, especially when it comes to the Shadow and the Duelist. Their ascendancies sometimes don't make sense. Like, you can become a champion, but it's from a duelist. I don't know. Anyway, we got to name this guy. I'm just gonna call him Bone Zone Sheffers, because the joke is when you're doing Bone Shatter, you're going to the Bone Zone. And I think we are gonna hit go. I'm gonna open up Path of Building here on my other monitor. So as I make changes, I'm going to be referencing what I'm looking at, but I may not necessarily show the tree. We're just going to go. And so this is an example of something I might cut out. See you in a moment. All right, that didn't take very long at all. While I'm sitting on the beach, I'm going to quickly... I saw that my item filter is not loading for some reason. So I do have my 3.29 league start here, so I'm going to save that. Now it's loaded successfully, and this is a time where you can change any of your settings. But generally, if you've played before, your previous general settings are going to remain the same. I'm going to skip all tutorials and change. No, we do need to pick up this and equip this. And we're going to whack you. Get whacked, and look at that.
Dead should remember their place.
So one big change with 3.29 are skill colors. So you can slot a skill into any slot that is available, and it's awesome. So you don't need to worry so much about colors anymore, which was a huge concern even just a month ago. Especially starting out, one of the biggest things is getting your skills online and finding gear that matches the colors that you need, but it's not a concern anymore. It can go anywhere. There is a bonus if you get a socketed color into the color socket that it belongs. You get a 10% extra quality on the gem, which is really nice. So I did pick up this Ruthless support since these two slots are linked with this cool gold bar. My heavy strike will now be supported by Ruthless, and it has a bunch of extra stats that it does there. So we'll be able to do more damage using that skill. If it didn't have that link there, it would do nothing. So it's important to pay attention to your skills and what support gems you have linked to them, so that you can get the most out of what you have available. It will be a lot easier now that you don't have to worry so much about colors. That's really cool. You might be wondering, Chef, why are you skipping so much on the beach? Well, it's because it doesn't really matter too much. I didn't fix my my flasks. Anyway, so Hillock here, so it doesn't matter so much on the beach because Hillock gives you a level up no matter what. So it just doesn't make sense to waste time killing monsters that you don't need to. You always get that level up. And so if you could tell, I was giving him a circle, so he would go for a swing and he just move out of the way. As long as you're circling around him, he can't really hit you. Even as I was stopping to swing my own club at him and hit him, he didn't hit me very much. So that worked out really great for me. Another thing I want to mention while we're here loading up Lion Eye's Watch is these episodes, I try to keep them between like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes if there's a lot going on and it's really not a great time to stop and save. Or not stop and save, but just stop and do something else. So, this is cool. So just keep that in mind. I try to keep them relatively short. We do have these other items here. So pretty much pick everything up at the beginning. And I'll move this here. And I know I said I'm going to be going for armor, but right now having a 9 energy shield helmet is better than having a nothing on my head. So this part's optional, talking to all the people to get your quests going. Actually, we have Hillock Reward here, so we can pick Ground Slam. And we can start to use this thing immediately. And so if I take out Ruthless Support if you right click the gem, you can take it out. So if I hover over Ruthless Support, you can tell there on the left side of where it says Ruthless Support's a little dropout, and it will tell you the skills that you can be supported by the skill that you're using. So there, now my Ground Slam is Ruthless. I want to make sure I put it on the right keybind, and away we go. I haven't played in a while. I can't remember when I decided that Mirage League was done for me, so some of my clicking is a bit off. And also I played a little bit of Path of Exile 2 in the meantime. So in Path of Exile 2, you can move using WASD. So I've been like almost touching those keys. So away we go. Actually, I may not be able to use... I may have screwed up, guys. I don't think I can use Ground Slam. Oh, I can. Did they change that? I thought it was a two-handed only. I thought it was two-handed only. I got stuck down here. I hit, like... I have a bad habit. I make it... It's a joke now between myself, but I hit... If there's a dead end in a map, I will usually find it. So we can count the dead ends that I find. And, alright, so I do want to stop and pick up this ring. So as you attack monsters and kill things, you will get experience, so you can level up and apply passive points on your ginormous tree that people get very intimidated over. But also your skill gems will be getting experience, and they can be getting stronger and better. And so if you can tell here, I'm not really focused on killing everything. But this guy, I might want to try and see if I can get away with killing. Because it's a unique monster. They give extra XP. There are multiple levels of items and monsters. Ooh, about to die. About to die. Multiple levels of monsters and items. Oh, I'm gonna die. I got stuck there. It gives me a chance to explain what's going on. So you can, I'm gonna select all. So Ruthless Support and Ground Slam are both ready to upgrade, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But monsters come in a few flavors. So there's white variety monsters like these crabs. They have no modifiers. They're the bottom of the barrel. Pawns in the game of chess. And then the next level up would be magic monsters. They are donated. They are annotated. You can tell they're magic monsters by the fact that their text is blue. And it means they have a modifier, up to 2 modifiers. Same thing. It goes same things with items. So you can have white items that have no modifiers, blue items that have up to 2 modifiers. And then there's the next level are rare. You can have rare monsters, which have multiple modifiers, are tougher, give more experience, stuff like that. And then you can have rare items as well, which can have up to 6 modifiers applied to them. 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes. And just in general, that pool of modifiers are called affixes. And there's a whole lesson that needs to be taught on affixes that I'm not going to go into right now. As you can tell, I'm pretty much picking up anything that my item filter is showing because it's good. We need the currency, we get raw currency. That might be better for us. We can, if we get plain items, even if I don't want to sell it to the vendor for currency, I can try to craft on it with the currency I have. This person's new. Hello, Valerie. Hello, let's activate the waypoint first. Valerie is part of the new league mechanic for 329.
Been watching you rip and tear your
He's
way.
been watching me.
If you're
That's
so inclined, climb
frightening.
up.
Visit the
If
Sovereign.
not,
Okay.
bugger off.
I don't know what this is. I have not seen any gameplay videos or anything like that for the new league. So this is brand new to me. Valerie the
All right,
Corsair.
what does that say?
She's okay. I got a chart.
To undertake our treasures.
Place the chart in the device. Hold on. First, we need to empty our inventory, and we'll do this. So your flasks will update as you kill monsters. Looks like we have chart sorted. If you ever see this icon, you'll see this in a few of the different inventories available in the game. You want to click that so that way when you're looking at your main stash, if I have anything that's a chart, so it won't go here into my main stash. It goes over here. Goes over here. It's called an affinity. So we did that. I do have some passive points. I want to go ahead and use these. So we're up here. And I know a lot of people get really freaked out by this skill tree, passive tree. But once you get your handle on it, you get an idea. So this corner down here is like strength. This corner is intelligence based, or excuse me, dexterity based. And then kind of up here is more intelligence based. And then there's like middle grounds where you kind of get into strength int, strength dex, dex strength, and dex int. And so you get an idea of whatever your kind of character is and where you're kind of going. So first we're going to start getting 20 to armor and 16 to life. And another 30 armor and then 5% increased life. If you just click on the node that you want, you'll be prompted to apply your points. But if you control click, it will automatically allocate. You don't have to. You can save yourself a click by doing that. So if I talk to Valerie, let's see what this is all about.
There you go. Now,
Enter the
climb into the
bathysphere.
bathysphere. It's
I
just
did
there,
watch
hanging off the side of the ship.
the introduction videos to the league, so I have a vague idea of what this is. So apparently it's kind of like Delve, which is a mechanic that we'll get into another time, but it's like Delve underwater. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we like it. If it's a viable
See that ghost
early
in
game
It's old and bad.
farm, not farm, but like if it's worth doing while you're still in the campaign.
Now we place the
Sometimes I know Valerie's just talking up a storm here, but sometimes
lanterns where you want them.
you'll the game will introduce mechanics for the league, like new league mechanics, and it's just not good for an early character to do. So if you have problems with your flasks will reset, or they'll refill as you kill monsters. I also just realized I need to change something here. This may not be worth doing. I'm going to change my ground slam to do always attack without moving. And we have a big old magic pack here. So this is actually a great pack of monsters to try and kill. If I can do it. They're not taking really any damage. Getting a lot of stuff though. So obviously I'm not a bow build, but I'm going to pick up the bow. So I can trade it in for currency.
Come back, you apple pate.
Oh,
You'll die out
I'll
there.
die out there. Okay, what do you want me to do? Okay, I'm stuck. I can't see and I'm stuck. Hello. Another iron hat. Place all flame lantern. Oh, I need. Okay. I see what I see. So there's going to be an item or a keybind. Nice. And for me, it should be spacebar. It is. Okay.
See that stuff swirling about the lantern? That's
I'm
dead
going to
man's
follow.
sulfur.
Does it want me to
That's
go over
what
here?
we're here
It
for.
does. Oh. Okay. So there's the problem. I'm already out of space. Shabby jerkin. It's int based anyway, so I'm gonna leave it. Or dex based. God dang. Alright, I'm gonna come over here. There's another chest here, so I'm gonna put in
These lanterns won't
that.
burn
We get a
forever.
portal scroll
So
and
hop
some
to it.
boots.
And make sure you place them all.
Sunken loot. This might be worth just to get some basic gear. Oh, 2 alchemy orbs this early in the game. That's cool. Alchemy orbs are really great to get right when, like, as early as you can. They're really powerful in the early
Just a
game.
few more.
They can take a white item and then immediately transmute it into, or I guess craft it up to a to rare, to yellow, which is really freaking cool. I'm gonna get rid of this small flask and put in that instead. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be following that line. I'm getting dead man sulfur by doing this. Look at this. Rare hats. That's really, really good. And a level up. Did I level up? No, my skills leveled up. I'm definitely going to hit those. And I can't even use these. Well, they're unidentified, so you can't use them. I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to take a chance on this. Actually, we'll do this. Look at this, 3 linked sockets? Holy moly, guys, this is like crazy. All right, I'm gonna go after these guys. So, generally, I think always, maybe always, unique and rare monsters will have a pack with them, and they are part of their minions. And so the minions also give enhanced XP, which is nice. This guy's got fast energy charge reshield, which is causing me a lot of heartburn, so I might have to say goodbye. In fact, that is what I'm going to do. So when I run out of mana, my guy is just doing his manual attack.
Shite! We're out of time. Get your ass to the bathysphere.
I need another mana flask. Alright, let's just get back to the bathysphere. How do I do that? Oh, I need to get over there. Wait. Oh no, I lost it all.
Should've shoot that big old bastard on the strand instead.
I didn't know what to do. Oh man, I didn't know what to do. It's okay. There's no penalty for dying in the early game. Just your shame. Your shame takes a hit. I'm going to take this increased armor and health. And I'm going to get out of here and go back to the campaign. So one thing about doing league mechanics in the game, like during the campaign, is that it can alter your time to complete. And so, like, I keep a track of my times that it takes to get through the campaign, because I like to know where I sit, if I'm doing better than I did before, or if I'm just happen to be running a personal best time. So going through and like doing the side item, like the side content, can slow you down if you're a guy like me. You know, it's already taking it'll take me 10 hours to get through the campaign, when, you know, the pros, the guys that have thousands upon thousands of hours, it'll take 6 hours, you know, 4 to 6 hours. You're really good. I'm not there. I probably will never get there. But I know these guys, they study the maps, they run practice runs to get an idea of like the ways that certain areas prefer to load. So I'm coming down here. I need to find, there's a guy that I need to fight. This is a big pack. Even though they're all white monsters, there's a lot of them. And my ground slam kind of ripples through, so a lot of chance there to get some good experience, get some currency here, augmentation. 1 piece of gold. Gold is a currency that was introduced a few leagues ago, and it's only used for like gambling and stuff like that, using to make player trades. It's pretty good. So we are here. We got to kill Hailrake. Hailrake's pretty tough because he does not follow the same rules of attack as other bosses and monsters. He tries to actually predict where you're gonna be and attack in that direction, whereas other bosses and monsters will straight up attack where you are so you can move. Like, remember Hillock, he was attacking where I was so I could move and beat him up. This is a bad example because he's absolutely, I'm completely dodging him. I don't usually have that much luck. Trying to keep my flask. I'm running out of mana. I need a bigger flask. I need a few things, but flask for sure. Okay, nice. Good stuff. So now we have the medicine chest, and I think Bestel back at home wants that. You don't have to give it to him right away. What I'm going to do, it's a log out trick so you can save a portal scroll. And I'm going to filter this for all flame. We're going to go here. Some light editing later, and we're back at home. So we're back here. It saved us a portal scroll. I'm going to definitely take the Quicksilver. Apply that if you can. And probably throw in chance to bleed. Now Bestel wants to talk. I thought the medicine chest was for him, but it's not. So what I'm going to end up doing is going right back to the same area I just was, but then heading up instead. But the episode is going to be ending here. I don't know why I said episode like that, but I did. So I'm going to empty my stash really quick of everything. And I'll deal with that in just a minute. But for now, I'm going to log out so it doesn't kill my timer, because I'm always just curious. Even if I'm going through the series with you guys and I'm doing the all flame stuff, I just still am curious to see how long it'll take me to get through the campaign. But that is going to be it for today. It's about 35 minutes, so perfect timing, right? I just want to say thank you so very much for making it this far. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, if you're interested in this sort of thing. Right now, Path of Exile content is kind of my main deal, just because I don't know what else. I don't have a ton of time to play games, and I really enjoy this one, and it's fun to make content. So thank you to anyone that watches. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I see every comment that comes in. I see every time somebody subscribes. I see it all happen. So the benefits of a small creator, I see it all. But anyway, I'm going to get to playing here after a little bit. But thank you so very much. And yeah, I'll see you next time.